Today we've got a big beastie. It's a 2008 BMW K1200gt. As I said, 2008 model, and it's a big bike. It's 303 kilograms wet, so it's yeah, it's fairly heavy. Doesn't have the same sort of low center of gravity as the FJR I had a few weeks back, but it's not bad. I can forgive the little bit higher center of gravity. The performance of the bike makes up for it. Let's go. This bike has all the bells and whistles. It's the GT model, so it has ESA, it has a bike computer on it, it's got heated seats which are height adjustable. This one comes here with a BMW Motorrad sat-nav, cruise control, and it has ASC, which is kind of like one-stage traction control. So let's take it for a spin, see how she performs. It's kind of a revvy engine, not like a kind of that turbine feel you get from an FJR or a pan-European. You can kind of hear the S version. You can hear that revvy engine, and after all, it does have claimed 157 brake horsepower and 126 newton meters of torque. That's powerful, you know, for a touring bike. That is really, really powerful. It has the power lever, dual lever setup, usual BMW. I don't have a problem with it. It handles pretty good. The ESA on the bike is a pretty nifty piece of kit. Before you take off on the bike, you set it up for 1 up with luggage, 1 up without luggage, 2 up with luggage, and once that's set, you can toggle between when you hit the ESA button, you can toggle between normal, comfort and sport. Sport obviously stiffening up the suspension. Comfort is more plush for really bad roads, and normal is normal. And as you can see there, even in 6th, I was looking for another gear there and it's not there. But you do get dialed into it. It's not that you're always looking for it. When you get used to the way the engine performs. I've had this for a couple of weeks now, and I have to say it's been a pleasure riding it. This one, as I said, has a nice few extras on it. It has wind deflectors here, and it has a laminar lip. The guy that owned this bike, he was 6'5", so hence the laminar lip. The brakes are really good in it. They are semi-link brakes with ABS, non-servo, so you don't got that whiny servo noise anymore on this one. But yeah, it goes, stops well, and is enjoyable to ride. It's phenomenally fast on the mid-range. It just absolutely, the roll-on from 70 or 80 mile an hour is really good. It really surprised me. It has a gear indicator as well. The computer on the bike, which is this BC button here, it allows you to see ambient temperature, your average speed. It even has tire pressure monitor for front and rear, which is pretty cool. This bike has been well maintained. It's got 18,500 miles on it. And I suppose that is the key to owning a BMW. Keep it serviced when it's supposed to be. Adhere to the maintenance schedule, a bit like the caddies. Because if you let them go, it will cost you money. And the parts are expensive enough of these bikes. This one has a shaft drive. It's important to keep that serviced as well. But yeah, I'll get back to the ASC. The ASC is I'll switch it on here. It's just one touch, and there it is on the dash. And basically, what that does, it's traction control, kind of one-stage traction control. It's able to measure when your back tire is slipping, and what it does is it cuts the power to the engine accordingly, so you don't spin out the rear. Because it is pokey. This thing, it flies. It's the quickest touring bike I've been on. The only other one that I know of that's in this category is the GTR. I'll show you now what I mean by poke. That's 6th roll on. No changing down gears. So it just goes and goes and goes. It doesn't know when to stop. It has a claimed 157 mph top speed, which I won't get near, nor do I want to. But like for a touring bike, that is pretty awesome. The mirrors are really good, no buzziness, very effective. The lights are very, very good. They've got xenons on the front of this, and I haven't figured out a way of adjusting them with the computer. There might be a way of doing that. I had a few car drivers at night flashing at me, even when I'm on dims. But you know, if you can see me, cool. I don't want to hear that you didn't see me after you hit me. The tank range on the bike is 245 miles, which is very good for a touring bike, and as it should be when you're trying to cover those big distances in a day. And it's averaging on this here, I'll get it up here on the computer, 47.8 miles to the gallon, and that's fantastic, really is. And I mean, you know, I haven't been riding this thing like a 250. Comfort wise, nice position in the legs, nice stretch to the bars, and these bars incidentally are height adjustable as well. So BMW really have thought of everything when it comes to you know, the touring bike needs. You know, the heated seats are absolutely fantastic. They've got I'll stick them on now because I like the luxury of it. I like to know that they're there. And there's a switch on the back for the passenger so they can operate them independently. But all in all, it's a really neat package. Pretty expensive when they came out. I think they were about 18,000 euros at the time. I'm going to turn around here and get away from the rain, and I'll show you what way it turns. Hopefully there's no rain on my GoPro. Easy to ride in traffic, even though the centre of gravity is high. It has self-cancelling indicators and a gear indicator here. Nice big clear analog speedometer and a rev counter. Incidentally, the dash lights come on. There's a photostat somewhere at the front of the bike, I think it is, and when it gets to a certain darkness, the dash display lights come on automatically. So very modern take on touring. I mean, it has everything that you could possibly need to take you and a partner away for big long rides. Nice BMW side cases. There's a top box comes with this one as well. I didn't put it on it today for one reason, and if I had a flaw or being picky about it, I found that on the motorway behind trucks and things like that, it wasn't it doesn't like the turbulence. You can feel it weave. Now, not to the point that it got dangerous or anything, but I still could feel it nevertheless. It just does not like being behind big trucks. I took it for a spin up to Belfast there last week, and it was windy that day, but yeah, it was okay. It held its own in the wind, but as far as turbulence on the motorway is concerned, no, I found it didn't like it at all. It is one of the most comfortable touring bikes, and when I say touring bikes, I mean kind of sports tourer looking that I've ever sat on. It oozes quality. However, the fuel strip sensor went on this bike about 800 miles after the last one went in, and they do go, so I can't understand that. You know, I can't understand why you would get something like that. There are Chinese 250s with fuel gauges that will outlast the engine on the bikes. So get your act together, BMW and stuff like that. It's silly stuff that should not happen. And they hold their resale value pretty well, these. They don't take too long to get rid of either, which is good, if they're looked after. This one has a full BMW service history. It was babied, minded. On the BMWs, on any of them, around the brake calipers and the front disc and that, nuts, the torque screws and that, they tend to get rusty fairly quickly. But the last guy who owned this, he even got them re-adonized. So he was meticulous on how he looked after his bike, and that's good. And that's what I would be looking for if I was buying one. Full service history, nice clean bike, babied, minded, and it should last you, you know. And you have an excellent touring bike. There's no buffeting from the screen. I mean, there's a great screen on this. It goes right up past my eye line with the laminar lip. I don't know what it's like without it, but it's good. It does a great job. They don't make these anymore. They made in 2009 they brought out the K1200gt, and that finished, and they brought out the K16. I've ridden the 16. It's even a good bit bigger than this. I've heard a few horror stories around them, but I don't know. Some BMWs are good and relatively trouble-free. Some have been a nightmare for people. But, you know, that could be said with Ducatis and KTMs too, you know. But it's something to think about before you purchase. As I said, it's better to look for a bike that has been well-minded. You know, when you're going to look at one, you know, where does he keep the bike, or where does she keep the bike? You know, is it in a dry? Has it been covered up? Does he know a lot about the bike? How long has he had it? And just to check, there's the dash light display just after coming on there, because it's gotten that little bit darker. But all in all, yeah, this is a really fantastic bike. Apart from that fuel strip, that's the only thing. This is halfway between its scheduled service now, and everything has been done to it. The big service, tappet adjustments, everything has been done. And the sat nav is pretty cool. know, it doesn't need anything. You just hop on this bike, jump on it, head down to the whatever nearest port is to you, and away you go. It's going to be super fast, super comfortable. We'll carry lots of luggage and no complaints from a passenger on the back. What more could you want? I like it, but this is not a beginner's bike. This thing will bite you in the ass. You will be doing 100 miles an hour before you know it on this bike. It's phenomenally fast. But there you go. Not sure what I'm going to be reviewing next, but looking forward to it nevertheless. Season's coming towards the end. I'd like to get a spin on that new Yamaha Nikon. I might just organise that. I think that's cool. And give you my thoughts on that. So, until I see you again, take care of yourself. Bye.